the new Pope Leo XIV. Who he is and why his election is historic. Yesterday, the white smoke rising from the Sistine Chapel didn't just signal the election of a new pope. It marked a turning point. For the first time in the history of the Catholic Church, an American has been chosen to occupy the highest position in the Vatican. Robert Francis Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, is more than just a symbolic figure. He represents a church that's becoming more decentralized, seeking out new voices, new faces, and new ways to connect with the modern world. His election came during one of the fastest conclaves in recent memory, showing an unusual level of agreement among the cardinals. But what makes this moment even more meaningful isn't just the nationality of the new pope or the speed of the vote. It's the background of the man now sitting on the chair of Peter, a missionary, an Augustinian, a polyglot, and someone known for working directly with the poor in Peru. Leo XIV brings a rare mix of pastoral experience and institutional knowledge. In this video, you'll learn who Leo XIV is, why his election is so symbolic, and what his first decisions and gestures might tell us about where the church is heading. Section 1. Who is Leo XIV? Robert Prevost was born in 1955 and joined the Order of St. Augustine when he was still young. He worked as a missionary in Peru for over 15 years, later became a bishop, and most recently served as prefect of the dicastery for bishops at the Vatican. In 2023, Pope Francis made him a cardinal, one of his closest advisors. His papal name, Leo XIV, is a clear nod to Pope Leo XIII, famous for championing social reforms. That choice was no accident. Prevost has a strong background in pastoral work focused on the marginalized. Section 2. A fast and meaningful election. The 2025 conclave was one of the shortest in recent decades. With 133 cardinals gathered in the Sistine Chapel, it took just 4 rounds of voting over 2 days to reach a decision. At 1:10 p.m. Brasilia time, the white smoke appeared, telling the world a new pope had been chosen. But it wasn't just the speed that stood out. The man they elected broke with tradition in several key ways. Section 3. Fun Fact 1. The first American pope. Leo XIV now holds the distinction of being the first pope born in the United States. While American cardinals have taken part in previous conclaves, this is the first time one of them has been chosen as the spiritual leader of the global church, a sign of the growing influence of Catholicism in the Americas. Section 4. Fun Fact 2. An Augustinian pope. He's also the first pope from the Order of St. Augustine in more than 500 years. The last time an Augustinian sat on the papal throne was in the 15th century. This signals a return to some core values, like community service and a deeper inner spiritual life. Section 5. Fun Fact 3. Father Bob to his people. In the U.S., people affectionately called him Father Bob. His down-to-earth approach and closeness to the faithful defined his ministry. He was especially loved both in Chicago and in the poor communities of Peru, where he lived for more than a decade. Section 6. Fun Fact 4. A return to traditional attire. Unlike Pope Francis, who often chose simple clothing, Leo XIV appeared in public wearing the red mozzetta and the papal stole, classic symbols of papal authority. This doesn't necessarily mean he's conservative, but it does suggest he values certain traditions and formal elements that have been set aside in recent years. Section 7. Fun Fact 5. A multilingual pope. Leo XIV speaks 5 languages fluently: English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Portuguese. That means he can speak directly to Catholics all over the world. No translators, just real connection. Pope Leo XIV's election isn't just a historical milestone. It also reflects the deep changes the Church has been going through in recent decades. He represents a balance between tradition and renewal. He brings the pastoral heart of someone who has lived on the margins of society, along with the intellectual and theological grounding of someone who knows how the Vatican works inside and out. His journey paints the picture of an uncommon leader, someone who prefers personal connection over bureaucracy and who feels equally at home among the poor in rural Peru or in the corridors of Vatican power. And that matters, because today, the Catholic Church, with over 1.3 billion members, needs a pope who truly understands the many cultural, social, and spiritual realities it faces. Even his choice of name, Leo XIV, carries meaning. Leo XIII was a pope who opened the church to modern social issues with his encyclical Rerum Novarum. By choosing that name, the new pope is sending a clear message. His leadership won't be just spiritual, but also deeply engaged with real-world challenges: poverty, exclusion, migration, climate change, and a growing loss of trust in institutions. The way he presented himself, wearing traditional vestments but with a calm and approachable presence, shows the kind of balance he's aiming for, preserving what's essential while staying open to dialogue with today's world. And maybe now more than ever, the world needs that kind of leadership. Someone who can speak to believers and non-believers alike, to young and old, to people in the global north and south. Now we wait to see how Pope Leo XIV will shape his papacy in the coming months. What reforms will he prioritize? What will his leadership style be like? And what kind of message will he send to a world so divided? If you made it this far, tell me in the comments, what do you think about this election? Do you feel hopeful about an American pope? And what do you expect from the church's future under Leo XIV? If you found this content meaningful, consider subscribing to the channel. Here, we go deep into the facts. No fluff, just thoughtful analysis.